good evening to you, and it is just my pleasure to be the one to be chatting to you this evening. My name is Nola, for those of you who don't know me, and I am excited to be sharing some interesting information on minerals. And the two minerals we're going to be talking about, the two products, are Mag and also magnesium. So it's just it's important that we sort of just introduce you to the near-life uh, philosophies, basically, and why would you want to use these products? Why would they be important that you use them? And let's just have a look at some of the things that are important about minerals. For a start, they are the spark plugs that get the vitamins working. So it's very important that we do have minerals, but minerals trigger enzymes. They're like your car keys, turning on your car. So that's how important they are. They are the building blocks to our bones, our teeth, our soft tissue. Sorry, I don't know can you hear me? I don't know. I've just been told that nobody can hear me.
Yeah, no,
We
it's
can hear
trouble here.
you.
I do
Oh,
hear you.
gosh. Well, okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to actually start again. Sorry about that, guys. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that little hiccup. I'm sorry. It's just a pleasure to have you on the Zoom with us this evening. My name is Nola, and I am going to be the one chatting to you about two very, very exciting products, minerals, and I think it's very close to my heart. I love minerals. They are so good for us, and minerals are all around us. They're present in our earth. They're present in the foods that we eat. And despite all their abundance in our lives, nutritional deficiencies of minerals are very, very common around the world. Statistics show that at least a quarter of the population worldwide are deficient in minerals and vitamins. So that's 1 out of every 4 people, which is quite scary. It raises a question, though, that we've got to ask ourselves, should we be supplementing to meet our nutritional needs? Should we be supplementing? And my absolute answer to that is yes, we should be supplementing. I've been around for decades in this business, and I've seen people's lives without supplements, and I've seen people's lives with supplements, and I am more than convinced that with supplements does give us a better and more stable, healthy life. But anyway, let's have a look at, we're talking about minerals tonight, and they are what your body needs for proper functioning. Your soil depletion is very real. Food refining is even more real. And those are two very, very definite reasons why we have to supplement. There are other reasons that we need to supplement. For instance, food choices. Our food choices around the world are getting worse and worse. We like nice fast foods, and there are no minerals in those foods. So basically, if we look at the function of minerals, there are many functions. Just talking generally, they trigger enzymes, digestive enzymes, which help us utilize the food that we're actually eating. Enzymes are like your car keys to your cart, and they're pretty useless without minerals. And in fact, I'm going to just share the screen because I think we've got to have that picture in front of us on the minerals. so that we just don't forget what we're talking about. There we are. Let me just go up there. Minerals. And, minerals are amazing. So as I say, they're like the spark plugs that get our vitamins moving. They're building blocks for our bones, our teeth, our soft tissue, our muscle, our blood, and our nerve cells. And minerals are crucial for muscle responses. When you have a quick reaction, they're very, very important there. Your nervous system communication, your digestion, your metabolism, what we do with our food, and the production of hormones and antibodies. Those functions need minerals, and we can't do without one of those functions. It's interesting to note that minerals also regulate the body's balance of water and acid, and also your acid alkalinity. So, when people are storing water, it could be that they need more minerals. And to balance your acid alkaline body, to keep you really healthy and working well, your body working well, you need minerals for that. So the mineral absorption is affected by age, by stress levels, by physical activity. It really does require, if you're a runner or a real hectic sports person, you need to supplement minerals. It's also, we're affected by our environment, and apparently even genetics affect us. And so if you haven't got the right genes, but we also have, the reason we do believe that our near-life minerals are the absolute best is because of this. It's a double, and I want you to understand this. It's called near-life's double amino acid mineral chelation technology. Now, it's a mouthful, but what basically happens, your minerals can yield more than 6 times the absorption rate of a non-chelated mineral. And let me explain that. Research shows that the problem with minerals is that they are highly reactive and can easily bond with other things, such as your fats, such as your things in your digestive tract. They bond and they become non-absorbable. They can even bond to the intestine wall. So Dr. Arthur First, who was our very first doctor on our scientific advisory board, in fact, he was the man who created our wonderful board of scientists from all different walks of studies, and that's why we are such world leaders. But Dr. Arthur First knew his minerals very, very well. He also knew that they could be chelated with amino acids. And what I'm saying here is that if you look in this bottom, you'll see the dark blue circle, and that's a molecule of mineral. And on the light circles around it are molecules of amino acid, which is the base of protein. So it's almost like it's hamburgered between 2 amino acids. So it's hidden. And your body loves amino acids and digests amino acids beautifully. So as it just digests and goes through the intestinal wall, the amino acid, the molecule of the mineral you're wanting. And so you will see here, it's at least 6 times better absorbed than a non-chelated mineral. Now, if you look at these two products that I'm going to be showing you tonight, we're going to talk about the chelated CalMag. It's a calcium and mineral with an amino acid chelation for improved absorption. Plus, you have the D3 in that. So it's a really wonderful product there. We'll talk about magnesium a little later on. And so if we have a look at this incredible product called CalMag, it's a very affordable product, but it's just so great because it has the three components in. And, if we look at the vitamin D, vitamin D promotes calcium absorption and also mineralization of bone. So this D3 is readily absorbable and highly available. So that helps the calcium work, okay? Then we look at our calcium. It's a pharmaceutically pure seashell sourced calcium. And then the magnesium in this product is part of the product, helps build strong bones and stimulates the calcium uptake. You need magnesium and calcium in a 1:3 ratio for that calcium uptake. So that product is just a perfect product for absorbency. So together, those three little components of the CalMag, they help prevent osteoporosis. Also, you want to have an active lifestyle to not get osteoporosis, but osteoporosis, your porous bones, which women are particularly prone to get if they do not have enough calcium in their bodies. Babies steal our calcium, ladies. We need to make sure we supplement with calcium, basically before pregnancy, after pregnancy, for the rest of your life. Okay. Also, these three together in the CalMag, the three products together in the CalMag, appear to play a very important role in your health of your cardiovascular system, your heart and your circulation. It also plays a major role in nerve endings and muscle function and enzyme reactions, which is basically what we've said overall with the minerals, but this particular product is important for that. And if we have a look at what calcium is necessary for, it's necessary for our bones, our teeth, our muscle growth and activity. Impulses cannot be transmitted throughout our nervous system without calcium. So that is so vital. I mean, it's vital for every activity that we have going on in our body. And also, calcium helps decrease the effects of PMS, premenstrual syndrome, and menstrual cramping. Calcium is known to be a calmer. Very active, naughty children, often mothers crush this CalMag and give to them because it has a calming effect on very active children, okay? So that's what it's necessary for. Let's see what happens if we're deficient in calcium. If we don't have enough calcium, what happens? We get weak bones, which is called osteoporosis. And that's not clever. As we get older, we get more and more round and hunched, and it's painful, and it cannot be cured. It can, if a person has osteoporosis and they get onto a really good diet and have a lot of protein and calcium, magnesium, your bones can strengthen, but they'll never get back to what they should be. Okay, so it's very important that we've had one particular case with a distributor that was very close to me. Her mother had terrible osteoporosis, and when this product came out, which was very long ago, she took a lot of it, and her mother did arrest her osteoporosis and strengthen her bones. And I spoke to a scientist, and he said it can happen with this chelated calcium, apparently, which they didn't think it could happen, but it does. But that's no reason to not look after strong bones. Don't live with regrets, ladies. Make sure you take your calcium, magnesium. And I tell you what, it gives you the most wonderful, wonderful sleep because calcium is calming and so is magnesium. If you take your 3 tablets at night, you can take them anytime you like, but if you take them when you go to bed, you will have a lovely, calm, perfect sleep. So we're looking at the weak bones, and then we're looking at slow healing. If you don't have enough calcium, magnesium, and D3 in your body, which this lovely product gives us, joint problems, muscle spasms. Running and it's horrible. Muscle spasms are sore. Jumpy legs, high blood pressure palpitation, which you need the calcium, magnesium, but we have a multi-mineral as well, which I covered last week, and that's also very, very good. Insomnia, which I've spoken about, insomnia. If a person is very easily irritated and nervy, make sure they have this beautiful trio, Cal, Mag, and vitamin D. Aches and pains, migraines, and even people say with epilepsy, make sure that you have enough of that. So now you know what it will do and what happens if you don't have it. We're going to look at this magnesium complex, which is also chelated. This double amino acid chelation technology, any of our isolated minerals are always chelated so that we have a perfect absorption rate, and it's just great. It's just wonderful to see. So now let's have a look at this wonderful product called magnesium. Our magnesium is, I'm going to just go one down. Our magnesium, this one here, this magnesium is a totally vegan product, perfect vegan product. It is GMO free, which means that it's not genetically modified, which is not what we want to ever eat if we can avoid it. There are no colorants, there are no flavorings, there are no sweeteners, there are no preservatives added. It's just a very beautiful product. It's very bioavailable, and I'm going to go to the next slide. I want you to see that it's naturally sourced and highly bioavailable form of magnesium. Bioavailable means that it's very easily digested, it's very easily accepted into your cells. And there's a couple of reasons, but let's have a look at the second line here. It's called tri-magnesium citrate. Okay, so we've got 3 types of magnesium. You've got one here that is bound to a glycine, so that gets this double amino acid chelated magnesium bound to glycine. And then we have another one of the blend is the citrate, is organically bound natural source of magnesium with also high bioavailability. And then there's a third type of magnesium oxide. They call it the earth form, and that's also incredibly easily absorbed. So, and then we look at, and you'll never find another magnesium on the shelf of anywhere with all this in. Here you have an exclusive PhytoMag blend. It's the first magnesium supplement of its kind to feature phytonutrient and magnesium-rich whole foods. And what are these whole foods from? Beetroot, from kale, from broccoli, and from radish. So it's got the phyto, what we call phyto is from plant magnesium blend. So you've got 3 types of magnesium there, and then you've got 4 plant source of magnesium, which makes it unbelievably unique to us. And there's what the scientists called a 3D technology to enhance its bioavailability. It assures rapid and complete disintegration, dissolution, and dispersion. That's what they call their 3D technology. And why would we want magnesium? Magnesium, and they all work together, these minerals are so interrelated. So we often double up on what they do. And the maintenance of normal bone health. And I'm actually going to go here the benefits of magnesium from head to toe. Let's look at this. Your psychological function, that is your normal uh, 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 psychological function. That's your brain health. As far as depression, um, yeah, all, there are a lot of psychological issues at the moment, and I do believe a lot of them could be reduced and almost done away with enough proper digestive minerals. Okay, so we're looking at the psychological function, and then we look at the muscle function, which we've spoken about twice before since this. So normal muscle function, which is fabulous, and then we've got the maintenance of bone health, and that is, you can see, from the head to the toes. And then let's have a look at this energy production. It helps, this magnesium helps with the metabolism, the utilization of your carbohydrates, your fats, and your proteins. And that just makes it a product that if you have low magnesium, it's been associated with many chronic diseases, and you can understand why. Because of, right from head to toe, you need it. 100% magnesium, as I said, which is fantastic. So now, if you have low magnesium, let's look at what research from the European Journal of Nutrition says about people who have low amounts of magnesium. It's linked to DNA damage. Your DNA is your little recipe in every single cell in your body. So DNA damage in healthy adults, low magnesium will upset that. Low magnesium levels, especially, listen to this, when low magnesium is combined with high homocysteine, there's a significant increased DNA damage in healthy adults, accelerating cellular damage and increase the risk of chronic degenerative diseases. Now, let's just unpack that a second. For the guests or new folk who don't know what homocysteine is, I didn't know either long ago. Homocysteine is, I can define it as like cholesterol in your blood. It's a substance that is not good for you when you have it in your blood. Okay, and that's all you need to know about homocysteine. But the interesting thing is we have a product that reduces homocysteine, and that is our beta-guard. So it's interesting, okay? And then your DNA damage, that's your recipe of your cell. And so you don't want damaged cells, because cells are what we are. Our skin, our muscles, our organs are everything. We're just made up of trillions of cells that all have a different recipe and a different function in our body. And if we damage those cells, we will get chronic degenerative disease. So what is chronic disease? Chronic disease is basically a disease that is long-lasting. It's a long-lasting disease that you can never get rid of. You can improve it and manage it. But chronic disease and chronic disease worsens over time. If we have a look at heart disease, your strokes, your respiratory disease, diabetes, they are all chronic diseases because you don't recover from it. You can manage it. And you can manage it with a very strict diet and high supplementation in whatever way you have to, with whatever thing you've got. But mental health, kidney problems, arthritis, cancers, they're all what they term chronic disease. They just don't go away unless you particularly focus on them. So we don't want to have anything that will help those diseases manifest And magnesium, they're saying, is that's one of the nutrients we got to have. And if we're making bad food choices, we have soil where the minerals aren't present in anymore, then we have a problem. We've got to supplement. And it's also very important, this European Journal of Nutrition says it's essential for brain health, and adequate magnesium levels are vital for blood sugar control, for insulin sensitivity, and cellular energy production. So, you know, what is so exciting about that is that that will prevent chronic disease. And if anybody has got chronic disease like diabetes, you can start to manage that disease. Okay, so that's what that's, you know, that's basically speaking about the calcium, magnesium with D3, and your chelated magnesium. You know, really and truly, it's just a very, very exciting thing that we've got a company who cares. And, you know, I end with just a little message to you saying, let's not be a victim of procrastination when it comes to our health, when it comes to our lifestyle, when it comes to change. You know, we cannot be victims of procrastination. I know Neolife has led and still leads the way in whole food nutrition. And that's what we've been talking about, whole food nutrition. And I'm going to just stop the share. And whole food nutrition is very important because our supplements come directly from our food that we should be eating. And it's all non-GMO. As I said, it's whole food. It comes from the right soil. It comes from the right seeds, and they are in control from planting through to the supplementation stage. So we are the leaders. We have been for over 60 years, and I'm very excited to be able to share these products with you. The only way for every family to know about it is if you speak to your friends, if I speak to my friends, because I encourage people to link up to the business so that you can purchase these wonderful products that we're going to just talk about every Tuesday night until we finish them. We're going to talk about these products, but to link up and be able to access them at a discount is exciting. So you can save money. And then if you haven't got enough money to do what you really want to with, you can make money through this business. You know, so you can talk to people and show them the business plan. So there are many aspects of the business, but I just want you to understand that what products we have are really worth knowing about. And I'm just going to say that someone showed me these products and showed us the business over 50 years ago. And that's why I'm so convinced, because it changed our lives. It gave us an incredible life, and we are well at our age, and we don't have to worry about chronic medication, etc. They have maintained our well-being, and they can do the same for you and your loved ones. And so I just want to say thank you for being on the call with us. God bless you all, and let's do it, guys. Thank you. Bye.